Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'll just give it another few seconds, wait for some more people to join. But in today's video, we're just going to go through the Bitcoin dominance, and I'll cover the top 10 as well. I've also got a handful of coins that I think we should probably keep an eye on. There may be a few levels or wait for some pullbacks. So what I'll do now is just jump onto the Bitcoin dominance page. So this is the Bitcoin dominance on the daily. What are we looking at here? So we've seen some really good pushes higher, a few little pullbacks, a bit of a push higher. Not a deep pullback on this dominance chart, but it is a good sign. We are moving up in the right direction, meaning more money is pouring into Bitcoin and out of the alts. So it does look promising for Bitcoin to break that $60,000 mark. Let's have a look at the top 10. So we'll jump on the Bitcoin chart. All right, so let's start on the weekly. And what a weekly chart that is. It's look at three weeks, to date. The last 2 weeks are really strong moves. It looks like this week is going to be the same. A few more days, obviously, until the weekly candle closes, but it's looking very strong. Where's that $60,000 mark? So we don't have much further to move. Let's just bring up this, less than 4% until we break that $60,000 mark. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do come up. We do test that level a couple of times before breaking through, but I'm very bullish on that. I'm pretty confident that we will break through. Let's have a look at the daily chart. Right, so it's a little bit messy on the daily, isn't it? We've had some really good pushes up. We've broken through that resistance there at the 50. It was around the $52,000 mark, about when El Salvador released that news about Bitcoin being their main currency. So we've broken through that. We haven't really had a pullback. If I can speak properly. We haven't really had a pullback on the Bitcoin daily. But what am I looking at here? We do have a little bit of resistance, around that $60,000 mark. So like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if we do come up, test that level a few times. It may take a couple of days. What I'd love to see is a push up over the next few days, and then just a really strong daily candle, such as one of these ones, straight through the $60,000 mark, a pullback to that 60,000 mark, or the 60,000 level, and hopefully a nice little daily bullish candle would be great, and I'll jump on board. But for me, it's just a waiting game for Bitcoin. Let's have a look at these lower time frames. Let's have a look at the 8 hour. So we've got nothing really on the 8 hour. It's sort of had a little push up, pull back into that cradle zone. It's starting to push up, but it's not really presenting any trading opportunities for us at the moment. The MACD is a little bit concerning. It's creating those lower highs, so that needs some work to do before it presents some long trade opportunities. We've got the 1 hour. It's messy. It could be pulling back into that cradle zone, but we don't really have a trend, no nice cyclicity, so I would be giving that a miss. Ethereum. What do we do? We'll have a look at the weekly again. So it does look bullish. What I'd like to see is if we could break through this, what's that, $4,000 round number resistance level. Go down to the daily. Nothing really on the daily. We've had a nice push up, a pullback. If we can break this previous high at the 3,600 level, that would be a really good sign for a higher move. Let's have a look at these lowers. We'll have a look at the 4 hour time frame. It's messy. Simple as that. It's just messy. Let's have a look at these lower time frames. Maybe the 1 hour. Yeah, very, very messy. What do we got? There's a little bit of a level there at 3,600. maybe not the 4 hour. Let's have a look at the 12 hour. Yeah, so we've got a level there. I've tested it there. We've tested it here. Where it looks like we're testing again. What I'd like to see is another test, a pullback and a breakthrough for a breakout trade. Failing that, we get a push through and a retest on that level. And that will definitely present some trading opportunities. If you've done the courses, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, then get over to tradercobb.com. We've got a really good deal going at the moment where you get the Become a Master plus community subscription and the live trading floor as well. It's everything you need to get started. So yeah, if you haven't, get over there and make the purchase and let's get trading. So yeah, ETH, it's looking good. No trading opportunities at the moment. So let's have a look at XRP. Same thing. Let's have a look at the weekly first. So we've had that nice push up, a pullback. It does look bullish. Definitely looks bullish. Nothing really on the daily. It's not really... There's a trend, but it's not the cleanest trend. It's not a trend that I would trade. Go down these lowers. Let's have a look at the 12 hour. Is there any levels? I'm just looking at levels. I'm looking for pullbacks. I'm looking for sort of round numbers or significant psychological numbers, which it doesn't look like there is on XRP. So we'll go down these. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. It is pushing higher. Again, the MACD has a lot of work to do. It's divergent at the moment. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Now look, there's a little bit of a level. So the 1.12. So we've tested there. We've sort of hovered around that area here. So it's probably a level to watch. There's no real trading opportunities off that level at the moment. The only thing that could happen that, you know, to potentially create a trading opportunity is maybe a bit of a push high and a pullback to that level. But at the moment, I think it's a waiting game. I'll just delete these lines that I put in. I don't want to mess up Craig's charts. So DOT. Weekly, looking very bullish. That's really good. Let's have a look at the daily. God, that was a massive day. 18% day yesterday. That's a really good sign for DOT. I hope most of you hold DOT as a long-term investment. I know I do. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so that's, you know, that candle yesterday. What time frame was that? Over a 3 hour period, we moved 18%. That's huge. It sort of wrecked the chart structure for good, cyclicity and price action. What I'd like to see is a pullback on these, sort of the 2 hour or the 4 hour. Maybe run some fib levels and find some significant numbers that align with these fib levels. It doesn't look like there's anything on this 4 hour. But yeah, so DOT is looking very bullish. What you could do is go down these lower time frames and look for trading opportunities. But for me, there's nothing there. So let's skip that. Right. Doge perp weekly. Messy. We've got that low. The lower high, higher low. So, we're sideways on the weekly. Daily is, we've got that push higher. We're pulling back. Hopefully that's a higher low. So it is creating that higher low. It looks like we've got a level in here to keep an eye on. Sort of that 1 hour. If we get a nice pullback to that level, that will create a trading opportunity. So that's probably one that you could keep an eye on for a trade over the next few days. It does have a lot of work to do. There's nothing there at the moment, unless we go to these lowers. Yeah, this 30 minutes not really trending. It's not a nice trend anyway, so I'll skip that. Binance, looking very bullish on the weekly, which is good. Let's have a look at the daily. It's come up, tested this level. It's broke through. It's doesn't look like it's pulling back on these medium time frames. It's just, yeah, it's getting messy on this 4-hour time frame. So that would probably stop me from taking a trade unless there was a nice level there, which it doesn't look like there is. So I guess what I'd like to see on BNB is a push higher, a nice pullback into that cradle zone, and just some nice cyclicity come back into that before I would look for trades on that. ADA weekly, back in that cradle zone on the weekly, which is good. It's a good sign for some bullish momentum. Daily is very sideways. You couldn't get much more sideways than that. Let's have a look at these lowers. See, I'll just explain something. So on this daily chart, see how it's so sideways? You know, we've got that lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, and now it's just, you know, sideways. I would just skip that. I'm looking for daily trends that have some momentum, that are moving in a direction, just so it gives me that high probability of a trade working out the way I'd like it to. So I'll have a look at the 4-hour, but yeah, look, there's nothing there on ADA. Solana weekly, so it's had that nice push up on the weekly. It's just sort of hovering around that $160 mark. The daily is very sideways again, much the same as ADA. Have a look at the 4-hour though. Look, we've got a level there on the 4-hour. It has tested there. It's come down and tested a few times, broken through, tested again. So it is a significant level. It's around around the $150 mark as well. So what I'd like to see on Solana is to come up and test this again, maybe create a clearer level, test a few times, and then eventually break through. It would open up for a breakout trade, or possibly a break and retest. It's one to keep an eye on, but there's nothing there at the moment for us. AVAX weekly, very bullish. It does look like it's going through a pullback. Daily downtrend, but that's because of the weekly pullback. So I'd be more inclined to look for long trends on this, but it's a bit of a waiting game for AVAX until it's pulled back into that weekly cradle zone. We'll have a look at these lowers. So this 4-hour is just messy. It's created that low, lower high, higher low. So there's no real level there either. So we'll have a look at this 1-hour. Look, there's a little bit of a level at the $56 mark. Could be one to keep an eye on. You know, it's broken through. It's a beesdick amount, but if we get a test, another test, you know, a third test and a break, or, you know, like I said before, a break and retest would be something to keep an eye on, but that's a few hours away. And Uniperp weekly, what do we have? Looks very sideways on the weekly. Daily, I presume, is the same. Yeah, very messy on the daily. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. It's messy. Look, if it's messy on the daily, I tend to not even go down the time frames to look. But like I said at the start of the video, I've got a couple to keep an eye on. So Algo Perp was one of them. I think it was the 2-hour time frame. It's, you know, we've got some momentum coming back in. So if we have a look at the daily, it's created that high. It's, you know, it's a little bit messy on the daily, but it does look more bullish than anything. But if we have a look at the 4-hour, sorry, the 2-hour, we are getting that nice cyclicity coming. If we get a deeper pullback into that cradle zone, it may be something to keep an eye on. I know the daily is a bit messy, but yeah, it's just something to keep an eye on. BSV, I had a level in here. Oh, great, looks like it's broken that level recently. So we've had that 1 test, 2 test, 3 test, and it looks like it could be breaking through. It may reject that. If not, it will push through and a possible retest. So that's one to keep an eye on. If there was a breakout trade there, it's gone. But yeah, like I said before, the break and retest is something to keep an eye on. And comp perp was the same thing. It's a level there, test, test, test. Looks like it's testing and rejecting that level. It was a nice level earlier. It's a little bit messy at the moment, but it's just one to keep an eye on. So there is some trading opportunities out there. Like I said at the start of the video, it does look like Bitcoin is primed to move higher and break that $60,000 mark. Fingers crossed we do, and fingers crossed we see that $100,000 by the end of the year, so we can all have a really good Christmas. But yeah, they're the three that I'm keeping an eye on. Just have a look at this chat. A review on IOTA. Let's have a look at IOTA. I think it's in Craig's red list. Right, let's start on the daily. We've got a daily uptrend. Good. So we've got that low, higher high, higher low, higher high, pulling back. We've got a nice bullish candle there, which is a really good sign. So yesterday was bullish, so it looks like we've just broken the top of that bullish candle, so we are looking very bullish on IOTA on the daily. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Do we have any levels? We've had a few tests of this level. It's not really a round number. There's, what do we got? I know it's not a perfect level, but if we scroll out, it looks like there's something going on around sort of this level. You know, like we've tested here, we've tested, and we've eventually broke through, pushed up, and then come back, and now we've tested again, and it's sort of hovering around that level. So if there was trading opportunities to present on IOTA, I'd like to see a bit of a push higher or lower and get that cyclicity come back in, just to open the doors for those trading opportunities, for those cradle trades, the breakout trades, or fib boosters. But yeah, to answer your question, there's nothing really there on IOTA for me, but it does look bullish. That's good to hear, Ash. You do recognize the painting. I've got the same painting as Craig, so we've got identical office setups. Not really. All right, so that's it for me for today. I hope you get a lot of benefit out of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to these videos. Spread the TraderCobb brand. Let's build this. Let's build a really strong community, and we can all benefit. You know, help each other trade and help each other get better at trading. And it's looking good for $100,000 by the end of the year. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.